作为交流的媒介，而且还获得许多技能。
Mr. Tumwebalize Joab Muwezi uri mukuru w'ishimiro rya Kabale Trinity College atera induru ayibura ry'abashomesa barashomesa Oruchina hamwe n'ibikoresho byo kwegesa Oruchina okubasa kureba ngo Oruchina bagwegesa mu mashomero. Mr. Tumwebalize Joab agambira ibi esande wire ayishomero rya Kabale Trinity College irashanga muri Kijime Ward Southern Division Kabale Municipality hakwiguraho Chinese Club omwishomero. Arigamba abanyamahurire bitu Mr. Tumwebalize ayerekire enshonga nyamwinji okutandi aha ibura ry'abashomesa baregesa China omwishomero ibura rya silabasi y'Oruchina omu A-level hamwe no kubura bwakire bwasheshire arabo abehire kushomesa Oruchina ahabwabusha ashobora government okuteka ha payroll abashomesa b'Oruchina.
We are having a challenge of room, and the teacher has already mentioned that it's not easy for us to have an independent room. We are outsourcing. Madam Wang and the Chinese community in Uganda, if it is possible, we can partner with any international group that can help us put up a special room for Chinese language. It's most welcome, because it will help us to have this laboratory for language, develop Chinese language, and eventually it will be the biggest asset that you can have here in the south of this country. Lack of equipment, costumes, props, and other instruments, like music instruments, that can be used in teaching Chinese language and culture. It's not easy for us to raise money to buy all these instruments. For example, when I was in China recently, because I think I'm almost 1 week old here, I found that there is a smart TV. You simply knock there and you get what you want. And people are using it. And I'm sure it's an uphill task for a school like Kabale Trinity College, private as we are, and struggling in our poor environment to get that kind of information and that kind of asset. A lack of proper syllabus and books for youth, that is advanced level. We are finding it a big challenge to teach the senior fives, because here they will be in the senior six. There is no proper syllabus so far that we have, and we are pushing on. So at the national level there, at Curriculum Development Center, at the Confucius Institute, we need this one to be paid attention to, just in the time to help these students get the necessary information they need. Inconsistencies in the volunteer teachers. Our volunteer teachers are here today, tomorrow they are not there. And in teaching, it's not right to change teachers anytime. A teacher develops a subject from one stage to another and continues teaching until the syllabus. When you have a volunteer today, he or she goes, and tomorrow you get another one, the students are short. They really don't follow everything. So, I would request that if we are to get volunteers, let the volunteers at least stay for a year. And that year they would have done a better job. Putting Chinese language teachers on payroll, if the government can be informed about how important it is to promote this language, even if the teacher is in private schools, let the government take this teacher up and pay him or her in that private school for the stability of the subject. Role model of Chinese language teachers. Most of these teachers have a role model. When they come out and they start teaching, sometimes, and they are not in a, which I've already mentioned, they find it a challenge in the society. And they feel they are not doing the job they were trained to do. Secondly, most of them, when they come, they are alone. in the society. When they are alone, even the language they understood when they were on training continues to degenerate. They need refresher courses. They need refresher courses that at one time they are called back and given refresher courses to update them. And like you did at one time, you took some teachers who were trained, you took them to China. I think it would also be good for them to go to China and interact with the Chinese community and speak the language they know by now and see whether actually it is their language now. It can be a good idea. Our teachers, whom we have here, are attracted sometimes to go to other schools on government's payroll. Of course, the government pays better than the individual schools. We have our own constraints. We try our best, but when that opportunity comes, our teachers join other schools. Even when they have been teaching Chinese, they belonged to other subjects previously.
Orakuriya Chinese department twebaze prize ashabira government okwiga abashomesa kubasakira ngo bakunda Oruchina. Twebaze alizire ngo ichimo rya Kabale Trinity College bigine ebirasi byo kwegeramo Oruchina.
You continue motivating students but teachers as well to be able to teach Chinese so very well. Since Chinese is very needing and engaging. An example is that with Chinese, given that it is a new language, not so very related to the languages around Africa, you need so much printing, you need so much visual aids, you need very much typing every day, which you may not need with English. So a teacher without a laptop, a school without a computer would definitely find it hard. You have got to print every day, prepare items every day you are going to class that are printed, that are video, and so forth. So we request that if possible for fatherlands of Chinese, this can be taken into consideration. But on my part, I want to thank you because this school has been supported since you already gave us 4 teachers to help. And I personally, as a teacher, realized there are things I can hardly do very well unless I am supported majorly in this way. We don't have a Chinese classroom, a Chinese language classroom. And so when we get teaching aids, we never have a very good place where we can hang them because we share a class with others. But the Chinese language classroom, I believe, would accommodate Chinese language studying so easily that you leave the teaching aids, the visuals, students draw they write their work, leave it there. As you may realize, they are doing paper cutting, they can keep their stuff there, and they are doing other things. They would best keep all their stuff there. And when they come back, they revise that aids their understanding and their study very easily than when they have nothing. Thank you. Then I request that if possible, that we also stop probably that class if it were in our means or your means, and that class has an electronic computer system like board where students access all the work. In their free time, they go watch some videos, watch some dialogues, even when the teacher is not there. That would aid teaching. Things like a projector would make learning easily. One of these days, because we are preparing students for UNEP, I was realizing unless I use a projector, especially to teach things to do with tones, I will never finish. So while doing Fusi, women yinga young nama G such
Dr. Zongu oguna kuri by'Oruchina itendekero rya Makerere University hamwe na Mrs. Wang Soma oguri mukuru w'itendekero rya Alliance Institute baraganisize ogumizamo barashajika ishumiro.
Chinese language teacher training program. I understand that this program will be continued. We shall get more trained language, your Chinese language teacher.
I'm sure Chinese course will open a new world for all of you. And don't hesitate to learn Chinese language. And I'm waiting for you in Makerere University and also waiting for you in China. Thank you all.
Abgaruri Epoch TV, Dibyama kama libino, umuri Kabale.